I've never ever seen a story like this before in my life. Never ever. This is yo. This guy here, yeah, deserve to suffer for the rest of his life. He's lucky he lost his life. Trust me, or he should have been suffering. Because if he would have went jail for this, yeah, he would have been. They probably would have killed him in jail. Do you know what I'm saying? And I probably would have went out more painful for him, which he deserved. I'll be honest. You know what I'm saying? It's about a man has basically got into some domestic dispute, yeah, and he has unalived 8 kids. You know, eight. I've never heard that before in my life. 8 kids have been unalived. I think some adults got shot as well, but we definitely know 8 kids lost their lives. 7 of them was his. Do you know what I'm saying? Uh, In all my life of watching the news and everything, I've never heard like a father taking the life of 8 kids, 8 of his own at that. Let me get into this story though, man.
Situation. It not only affects the City Grove community, it affects our entire city. To have something like this occur, it's not a time to point fingers or try to blame anyone. The blame is on the person that did it. But I do want to use this opportunity to speak for this community, many of whom were out here today and just grief-stricken by this whole situation.
Tragedy in Louisiana. 8 children were shot and killed, others left wounded in the nation's deadliest shooting in more than 2 years. The scene of the unthinkable crime being described as unlike anything most of the police force had ever seen. The victims of the shooting ranging in age from just 1 to 12 years old. 7 of the children were related.
1 to 12 years old, you know, so he unalived a 1 year old. A 1 year old, you know, he couldn't have been in his right mind to do that. I'm not even trying to give him an excuse, but that's come on, man.
To the suspected gunman, who is now identified as Shamar Elkins. The New York Post reporting that he shared a picture of him with his kids at church on Facebook just 2 weeks prior over.
So he was at this is him in the picture with the kids here. Let me just move this a minute. This was him. This is him with his kids here. 2 weeks prior at church, and then this happens. ID'd as an army veteran. See the army. The army messes up people. You know, the army messes up people. I'm telling you, man. That you know what I'm saying. Like, not to give him that an excuse. He probably still had this kind of in him, but the army don't help. Sometimes people go away. I don't know where he went and that. They see stuff over there and that they come back. We've seen it a lot. That used to happen a lot in the like, was it the 70s and the 80s in America as well? A lot of people going to Vietnam and coming back not right and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying? Because he seems like a clean cut guy. He don't seem like he was a criminal. Do you know what I'm saying?
Easter. For more, we are joined by Taylor Smith from our News Nation affiliate in Louisiana. Taylor, what's the latest?
That's right. Good evening. Its devastation has absolutely rocked this community. As you can see, this is the aftermath. The tape has gone down. Investigators, police have now gone home, but there is still much heartbreak felt in this area. From what we see right now, people have been bringing in flowers and balloons to pay their respects to the victims. Police say they have now identified the gunman as Shamar Elkin, and they say that this tragedy appeared to have unfolded inside of the family home. They say that 8 children were killed, 7 of them believed to be Elkin's own. Investigators say many of the victims appear to have been asleep when the shooting began early Sunday morning. They say that 7 victims were found inside of the residence, while an 8th child was discovered outside near the back of the home on the roof, suffering a gunshot wound to the head.
So one child died on the roof. Yeah, so that one child probably tried to get away and he came and do you know what I'm saying? While the rest, they're saying a lot of them died in their sleep. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, bro. But yeah, this guy ended up passing away in a shootout with police as well. But we're getting to that.
Officers say that the first call for help came just before 5 a.m. and throughout the morning, investigators were seen blocking off the neighborhood while officers and detectives worked through what police are describing as a very large and complex crime scene. They say that the children's ages range from 1 to 14, very young. 2 adult women were also shot multiple times and remain in critical condition in the hospital. They say that one of those victims is believed.
Whoa, so there was 10 people that been shot. And the two adults are in critical. Yeah, I'm assuming that one of them is the kid's mother. You get me?
To be the suspect's wife, and while the relationship between the suspect and the second woman have not yet been confirmed, they are working to get that information.
So yeah, it's his wife. His wife. One of them's his wife. We don't know who the other woman is. Probably could be her sister or something, anything like that. But basically, this is just a domestic abuse. Then I mean, a domestic violent situation that's just gone wrong. And this guy here, just ex-army vet at that.
What now? We know that police say the suspect fled the scene in a stolen vehicle, leading officers on a pursuit into Bossier Parish. And during that pursuit, officers discharged their weapons, and the suspect was ultimately fatally shot. They say that this shooting spanned multiple areas from the home, and at one point, people inside attempted to escape by climbing onto the roof. Authorities say that the names of the victims have not yet been released at this time, and they're still waiting to notify the families. They also say that they are working to process evidence, and they are working to piece together what took place and what led up to this devastating crime. We will continue to keep you updated. Investigators are saying that police believe that Elkins was the only person who fired shots. At this point, the motive does remain still unclear. We will continue to keep you updated. For now, reporting live in Shreveport, Taylor Smith, back to you.
Yeah, Taylor in Shreveport.
It don't matter what led up to them events. No kid's supposed to have died. That's just a domestic. It don't matter. Even if you find out his wife cheated on him, that don't. There's nothing to explain why this happened. Nothing that can explain why this has happened. Do you know what I mean? The only thing that can explain this has happened is this guy is not right in the head mentally. He lost it in a fit of rage. And that's still, I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm just saying, like, it's all on him. It's nothing. It's nothing that the woman could have done to make him react like that. Do you know what I'm saying? So he actually shot 10 people. 8 of them passed away. Kids are trying to escape on the roof. And he died in a shootout with the police in a stolen car.
Port Louisiana tonight. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below.
It's the end of the video, man. I'm gonna see if I can get anything else up about it, man. Live
Thank
off.
you very
This is
much
an
for
update
coming.
about. This is an update. This was like 30 minutes ago, so this must be some kind of new information about this situation. Yeah.
Again, I'd like to say good morning to everyone. Yesterday, our community experienced a tragic act of violence that has impacted families, neighbors, that has impacted our entire city. Today, we pause to honor the lives that were lost and the families forever changed. Today, we remember Jayla Elkins, age 3, Shayla Elkins, age 5, Kayla Pugh, age 6, Layla Pugh, age 7, Makeda Pugh, age 10, Soraya Snow, age 11, Conundrum Snow, age 6, Braylon Snow, age 5.
How young some of these kids are, man. What do you have in you to take the life of innocent kids? Your kids at that. your kids at that. Not to say anyone else's kids, it'll be a bit more easier to do, but your own kids.
and to all of their families. So before I go on, will you just pause for a minute for a moment of silence as we honor them? Thank you. We lift up the Elkins family, the Pugh family, the Snow family. We're facing unmitigated losses. We're also mindful of our survivors, including 2 women and a 13-year-old child. We ask that you would
So 2 women and a 13-year-old. So 11 people then. 11 people got shot and 3 survived. I hope they make a full recovery, them other 3 that survived. You know what I'm saying? And rest in peace to the 8 that died, man. It's a shame, bro. I've never in my life ever seen a case like this ever in my life.
keep them in your prayers, and as they continue to recover from their injuries and the uncertain times ahead. Our first priority is to acknowledge the lives affected and to stand with those who are grieving. We recognize the pain felt across our city. We share that sorrow. We want to acknowledge the leadership standing with us today. Mayor Tom Arsenault, Chief Wayne Smith, Sheriff Whitehorn, Marshall Jefferson, Caddo School Superintendent Keith Burden, all of our members of the City Council, Councilman Gary Brooks, Councilman Grayson Boucher, Councilwoman Ursula Bowman, Councilwoman Chair Tabitha Taylor, Councilman Jim Telefaro. This has deeply impacted our families and in our communities. We recognize the grief. We want to pause right now and thank our first responders. In fact, we'd ask that you would pray for them because this is something that would affect them for the rest of their lives. And so we pause and say to them, thank you. Would you be kind enough to give them a great big hand? We join our partners all across this city and the parish. We're grateful for those responders who responded quickly. Again, here we stand with the community. At this time, I want to give some points as to how to cope with situations and giving condolences to all that have been affected. There's an initial shock, which is common. People often feel numb, disbelief right after a tragedy. In being connected to this district for just about 16 years, it is what I would consider a gut-wrenching situation it takes to win out of your sail. Emotions can be overwhelming. Grief, anger, confusion, sadness may come and it may go in waves. Support is very important. And we thank all of the agencies that showed up on yesterday and is showing up on today.
Yeah, man. So 3 people have survived, yeah? We'll probably hear more when they recovered a bit better of exactly how this situation went about. But like I said, there's no excuse for this man to have did this. There's nothing that she could have done so wrong for him to try and kill everybody. Do you know what I'm saying? I think it's got something to do with the army. Not to say that because some people, but I feel like when you come back from the army, if you go away with the army, you might need psychiatric evaluation. Not say everybody comes back a bit. Do you know what I'm saying? But in this case, I feel like the army or something has played a part in it. I could be wrong. And like I said, not everybody who goes to the army comes back. Do you know what I'm saying? Comes back a bit more crazy. Not everybody know. But in this situation, some do and some can. So they need to try and find a situation to where they could, you know what I'm saying? They kind of psychoanalyze people once they get back from the army. That's what I'd say anyway. But yeah, man, it's sad, man. Rest in peace to them kids, man. Like I said, man, that's crazy. I feel it for the mom as well. When you know what I'm saying, I feel it for the women as well because no doubt they must be some of their that his wife was there, so they must 7 of them kids was his. I'm assuming that they're with that wife. I don't know. The second kid could have been with the other woman that was there. Do you know what I'm saying? So the wife's probably in hospital or whatever in critical condition, and she's lost 7 of her kids. They're probably all her kids she had. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that man who did it, yeah, he didn't deserve to go out in a shootout with police. He deserved to go in jail and suffer every day, and probably even get took out the same way what's his name got took out in jail. What's his name, man? Jeffrey Dahmer. The way he died, he deserved a slow and painful death. But yeah, man, flipping out madness anyway, man. If you're watching the channel, subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, leave a comment below. I'm out.